everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. We're so excited today to be talking to another Hall star. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and Anna's here.
Hey, everybody.
And today we have Chandler Massey here to talk about his career and his new movie, A Tale of Two Christmases, on Hallmark Channel. And thank you so much, Chandler, for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So what we like to do with a new guest is we like to learn a little bit about you. And so tell us a little bit about how you got inspired to get into acting and how you got started.
Oh, that's a good question. I grew up doing school plays, so it was something I always enjoyed. And I moved out to Los Angeles to go to UCLA for college, and just kind of got into it then.
Yeah, cool. So do you remember the first role on camera you ever got?
That's a good question. I think I had a one line role on One Tree Hill.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and my face wasn't even, it was like superimposed with another image. It was my friends were all excited to watch it, and I think I was on screen for maybe a full second, maybe.
Well, you were probably still pretty stoked.
Yes, yeah.
You're like, it's my 1 second and I will shine.
Exactly.
Yeah. And did you like move out to LA or
yeah, when I got accepted to UCLA, I'm like, I'm going out.
Yeah. So you were on Days of Our Lives.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always curious with these soap actors, if you had like a really fun, dishy plot lines. Like, what was your dishiest plot line? Like, do you have an evil twin?
That was definitely one thing that I was hoping I would get, but probably dying. I died twice.
Yes.
As you do on a soap opera.
Yes.
One time being strangled by a tie, like a necktie.
Oh, okay.
And the other time by an evil eye. There's a character who didn't like me, so he put an evil eye curse on me that gave me a brain tumor, and I did, and then I died. So came back, both times, but
that definitely, I think, counts as dishy plot lines. Mm-hmm. Resurrections and coming back from the dead. It's very exciting. That's fun. I know that acting in soaps is very intense. Just the amount of lines you have to learn and things, and so yeah, that must be quite an experience.
Yeah, it makes every other job kind of feel, at least in terms of line memorization, kind of like a vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. Aren't you doing like 50 pages?
Yeah. Sometimes the show itself does over 100 a day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you could be in, sometimes it depends on how involved you are in the story. But yeah, you could have quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But a good training ground.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And Allison Sweeney, does she play your mom? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does.
That's so funny. I was like, wait a second. I think I saw a picture of them all together saying like, my family, Days of Our Lives family. And I was like, Allison's too young to play it.
Yeah, she really is.
It's a soap. I know they grow the kids up really, quickly. And so it's like, okay, but she's wonderful. So I bet she's fun.
Oh, yes. Yes, she is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the good folks at Baker Publishing Group. Looking for the perfect gift for the romantic book lover in your life? These contemporary romance novels will woo their way into your hearts. First, we have To Win a Prince by Tony Shiloh. Fashion aficionado Iris Blakely dreams of using her talent to start a business to help citizens in impoverished areas. But when she discovers that Econ Dilo will be her business consultant, the battle between her desires and reality begins. Can she keep her heart and business intact despite the challenges she faces? Have to read to find out. Next up, All That It Takes by Nicole Deese. After moving cross-country with her son and accepting a filmmaker's mentorship, Val Locklear is caught between her insecurities and new possibilities. Miles Mackenzie returns home to find a new tenant is living upstairs, and he's been banished to a ministry on life support. As sparks fly, they discover that authentic love and sacrifice must go hand in hand. Pretty Little Spaces by Carmen Schober is sure to please. Georgina Havoc's dream of a happily ever after falls apart when her boyfriend blindsides her with a pause. She is determined to pick up the pieces of her previously perfect life, but with the reappearance of her troubled twin sister, plus the presence of a ruggedly handsome ex-sniper, she's left facing not only her shattered future, but also her past. Looking for Leroy by Melody Carlson, Brianna Phillips is ready to give up on love, but when her fellow teacher invites her on a trip through Sonoma wine country, she's reminded of her first crush, whose family owned a vineyard there. Is there any chance she can find him? And one last chance for love? Next up, The Sweet Life by Suzanne Woods Fisher. Jilted by her fiance, Don Dixon, escapes to beautiful Cape Cod on a groomless honeymoon with her mother. But she didn't expect her mom to risk everything on a whim to move there permanently and buy a rundown ice cream shop in need of repair. Of course, in order to make their new life work, they'll also need her ex's help. Finally, The Last Way Home by Liz Johnson. A disgraced former NHL player and a local artist are thrown together when her pottery studio burns to the ground on the day he returns to Prince Edward Island. But as they work together to rebuild, their secrets will come out, putting even their hearts on the line. So head over to bakerbookhouse.com/featured/Hallmarkies to pick up one of these great books and use code Hallmarkies40 for 40% off these titles from November 14th to December 12th. That's bakerbookhouse.com/featured/Hallmarkies and use code Hallmarkies40 for 40% off.
So when you do like a Hallmark movie, when you go away to do one, what do they write into the soap for your character? What do they say?
Since I moved to Atlanta, I just kind of pop in every now and then. Okay. So I'm not full-time anymore. I actually have a full-time job. I'm on my lunch hour for doing data science for a healthcare analytics company. So that is the job that I have to clear everything with.
Okay.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you've got a lot of balls in the air at all times.
I do. Yeah. I try to stay busy. Yeah. I'm not someone who does well with a lot of free time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Understandable. Well, Next Stop Christmas was one of my favorite movies last year. I just thought it was super fun, and you guys had great chemistry. And you got, Christopher Lloyd and Leah Thompson are in it. So what was it like to, did you get to meet both of them? I know you scenes with Leah, but I know Christopher and you weren't really in the scene together.
Yeah.
Like to be on set with them and be in a movie.
It was great. I was very excited. My dad, I think, was even more excited than I was because Back to the Future is his favorite movie. Actually, never mind. I'll tell this. So we were watching Next Stop Christmas, the premiere, and my dad, he had a long day of work, I guess, so he was kind of getting sleepy. Might have nodded off a little bit, but then after the end, he realized that Back to the Future was on some movie channel, and he immediately perked up. He's like, "Oh yeah, we got to watch Back to the Future." Thanks, Dad. So.
Well, I mean, pretty tough. I mean, Back to the Future is basically a perfect film, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you
would agree.
Nothing can compare to. So don't feel too bad. But how did you get involved with the project? Did Hallmark come to you, or did you audition, or how did that happen?
I know I did an audition. I think I was I had met some of the Hallmark peeps a couple years prior, and we got close to working together on like a couple on things, but I think the stars aligned on this, and they just asked if I wanted to do it, and I said yes.
Yeah, I bet you're stoked.
Super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And did you and Lindsay had really good chemistry in this movie. And
thank you.
It's gonna be hard when it's like, they finally see you, they finally see you at the last 10 minutes, to buy it. But I thought you guys sold it really well. Did you do anything to kind of build that chemistry with her?
I guess nothing super specific, just running lines and getting to know each other. I mean, she's so good. So it's kind of, she was really on her stuff. And she crafted like an amazing character. So it was kind of, we fell into it, I think, pretty easily.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it really worked. So
thank you.
Yeah. She won our best new to Hallmark actress for our Hallmark Podcast Awards.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
I like her a lot.
I think it's an interesting plot experiment of the movie of like, what if I made a different choice? Like, what would it happen? And was that something you appreciated, I guess, in the story?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't fantasize about like wanting to go back in time, with what you know now and get another crack at things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we all have those moments. Not quite as dramatic as in the movie, but hey.
Yeah.
We had the Heart of the Matter, where you're playing an autistic character. Was that a challenge?
Oh yeah, for sure. That was the furthest from myself I've ever gone, I guess, in a character. But I was really, I mean, I was terrified, and also like probably the most terrified and the most excited I've been to like play a role. It just felt like a role that required like some pretty big risks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you got to work with Amy.
Yes, yeah. I did. Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
I've yet to have a bad experience with the Hallmark leading lady. They are all awesome so far.
Yeah.
We love to hear that.
I know that shooting these movies is pretty intense. It's but your soap experience must have kind of helped you be ready for that. I know they have a pretty tight schedule.
Yeah. They're like, we shoot so fast. And like, but we get like 4 takes for, that's not fast. Right. That is taking our time.
Yeah. Did you shoot Next Up Christmas in like summer, in like August?
In Connecticut. Yeah.
Oh, in Connecticut. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty warm.
They have like ice packs under your coats and stuff.
Yeah, we had some ice packs. We had some fans going. Yeah, they brought out all the stops.
Mm-hmm.
Really have to stay hydrated when it's that kind of. You're wearing all this stuff, and then
yeah.
All right. So we have the new movie coming out, A Tale of Two Christmases. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So kind of a similar concept to Next Up. There's no time travel, but there is kind of a split. The universe is split into 2 realities.
Mm-hmm.
So Kat her character gets to experience a Christmas where she goes home to spend time with the family, and a Christmas where she stays where she's at with this, gets to spend time with this debonair, hunky guy, not me. So she gets 2 peeks into what her Christmas could be like.
So like what her current Christmas would be, only if she stayed home or went.
Yes.
Or
yes.
went to her hometown.
Exactly.
Where she lived and then went to her hometown. Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, kind of a sliding doors sort of type of alternate. Yeah, because that was one of the things I was asking you, if you were on both sides of the story or just the one side.
No, just the hometown side.
Just the hometown side. Okay, good. Yeah, we've kind of been joking this season that we feel like Hallmark is really embracing the nerd chic this year, and I feel like your characters are a very good example of like the hot nerd.
Oh,
how do you feel about that?
Thank you. Well, I've always been a nerd, so it's getting upgraded to hot nerd is I will take it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I've been like last year and this year, I'm like, would you guys give Chandler a role where the woman like wants him and knows she wants him? I was like, he's wonderful. Like, why is he always just like some afterthought? Like, I'm so sad. So I'm cheering for you to get a role where, the woman's like sees you, how great you are from the beginning of the movie.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thanks. But I mean, on the positive side, it's a lot easier. It's easier for me to play I feel like I'm the type of person in real life that it has to grow on you a little bit. I'm not like, no jaws are dropping or heads are turning when I'm walking around, just a normal dude. So.
So yeah, how does your family feel about you being like the romantic lead in these Hallmark movies?
I think they like it. I think they're happy that I'm working, I think my parents are still pleasantly surprised, as am I, at like how long my career has been thus far, like just in acting, because it's something I always like to do, but I never really thought I could do it professionally. My grandparents really love it. They're incredibly supportive. So they watch every episode of Days of Our Lives, and then now they're telling all their friends about these movies. So I think they like it. Yeah, and that's Hallmark is right up their alley. So
yeah. We have a lot of 65 plus listeners of the podcast. So it's right in our sweet spot.
Yeah, my grandparents will probably be two of those.
Yes,
65 plus.
Hello to Grandma and Grandpa.
Hello, Mimi and Papa.
Yes. Yeah. So it is a lot to pack into this movie to tell the two whole stories. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is. And then have them kind of converge at the end. I think it was really well written because you have two completely separate storylines and figuring out how to weave them in and out. And I don't know. I thought it was, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. And getting work with Kat Barrow. She's great.
Yes.
Yeah. We love her.
She's hilarious. She's awesome. Yeah.
We interviewed her back for Good Witch when she was on that show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she's super fun. And did you audition for this one as well, or?
No.
They came to you.
Yeah. I've yet to audition for Hallmark. So.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you auditioned for Next Stop.
Oh no. I think they just knew of me and decided to give me a shot, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. Did they give you very long, or sometimes I feel like they call you and you need to be on a plane to Vancouver?
I had a little bit of time with this, but the first one, Next Stop Christmas, was like I was at a lake house with some friends for the weekend, and like, you're flying Monday. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then that was obviously pending a COVID test, and I basically quarantined myself. I'm like, I don't want to risk losing this opportunity. So so I basically just kept to myself that whole lake weekend. Everyone thought it was a little odd, but worth it.
Yeah, worth it. Yeah, that's funny.
Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
You're like, stay away from me.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a great new opportunity that could lead
Yeah.
to much more opportunities. And I have
It was the most memorable part of making this movie.
I actually got to play. Spoiler alert! What do we? Sorry.
Well, we know like the basic summary of the
Got it.
movie.
Well, I got to play some music in the movie, which I do. I play piano myself, but I got to play the guitar a little bit, which was pretty sweet. Never got to do that in like on camera before.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
I love Hallmark. They give like opportunities to do a lot of different things that you might not do all the time. So that's
yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like the Renaissance man. You've got this like this full-time job on the side doing tech, and then you've got the playing the piano and acting. And
Thank you. Well, the trick is to do none of them well. Just do all of them, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you do this very well, in my opinion. So
thank you. That's nice of you to say.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
I have some fun holiday questions for you. So are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite holiday drink?
Oh, like probably hot cocoa with
Yeah.
marshmallows. Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
Your favorite holiday cookie or treat?
I really like ginger snap cookies. Yeah.
Nice. And what's your favorite Christmas song or carol?
White Christmas, maybe? No. Yeah. I don't know. I like them all. Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do you play a classic carol when you said the song that you play, or is it a new song?
Maybe,
Maybe,
Rachel.
I don't think that's a spoiler.
You'll just have to find out.
Yeah, everybody tune in.
What is your favorite classic Christmas movie?
Home Alone. I'll still watch that if it comes on. Or Elf.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those are a toss-up.
Yeah.
Those are two good ones.
Home Alone is actually the first comedy that I really remember laughing at in the movie theater. I went with my grandparents. I was visiting them in California, and I just dying laughing. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It is.
I mean, it's very violent in retrospect, but very funny.
That's true. Yeah. But only the bad guys are on the receiving end of violence. So that's what makes it okay.
It's true. And they really deserve it because they're going to like kill them. They're bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, what is so important in this house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just move on to the next one. But
you got to think, their determination was kind of, you almost have to respect it. Like all this stuff happened to them. And I would have given up like, all right, there are a lot of other houses we could rob. But no, they kept at it.
It's so funny. I mean, keep the change, you filthy animals.
Yes.
I think everybody thought that was like a real movie for a long time. That
it's not.
No, it's fake.
Oh,
they shot it for Home Alone.
What?
Yeah.
Just finding out. This is not-
See, yeah. I was today years old when I found out that wasn't a real movie.
Okay. Which do you like better, Scrooge or The Grinch?
You like just the stories or the movies or
character, I guess.
Characters, because we figure they're both characters that hate Christmas and come around
you're
in
right.
the end.
I really like Scrooge McDuck. The
Disney.
Disney
DuckTales.
version.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think as a concept, as a character, I think I'll have to go with the Grinch. Just because I think a little bit more creative than like a miserly old man. I mean, he is, but like he's used to be a Who, and his backstory of how he became that was, I guess, interesting. Yeah, but both good.
It's true, because if people were playing loud musical instruments all hours of the day, that would get me
Oh yeah, for
to
sure.
a dark place.
I'd be like, I'm gonna move up to a mountain in a cave so I can get some peace and quiet.
So who's down at Whoville?
Yeah.
Great. Which do you prefer, clear lights or colored?
Color, I think.
Okay.
No, clear lights are probably a little. You mean like the twinkling lights you put on the tree?
Yes.
Yeah. I like color. It just makes it's more nostalgic. Although clear kind of seems classier. But.
Very good.
Would you rather build a snowman or have a snowball fight?
Ooh. Snowball fight. Yeah, it's definitely snowball fight.
We always like in these movies, the snowball fights are more fun to watch versus building a snowman.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's more of a passive activity.
Yeah, true. Do you consider yourself a good gift wrapper or not?
I know. I put it in a bag and put some like tissue paper in it. That's my
Yeah, that's my thing too. What is your ugliest Christmas sweater? Or do you have one? If you have one, what's the ugliest?
Yeah, I used to have one that was I think I got it from Urban Outfitters maybe like 10 years ago. Like a disco Santa or like a motorcycle Santa or something. I don't know what happened to it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I need to increase my supply of ugly Christmas sweaters. So I think I don't even have any right now.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see if you wear one this weekend in the movie. I don't think you wore one in the Next Stop Christmas, or an ugly one.
No, you had like a nice suit.
Yeah, you had it was nice clothes.
Yeah.
Ugly.
Yeah.
There's some ugly
Gotta
stuff.
stay looking sharp. Yeah, I can't remember if I have an ugly Christmas. I definitely have a sweater. I guess you'll have to decide whether it's ugly or not.
Yeah. There you're like, my sweaters look good.
They're not considered ugly.
Well, I have to ask. So if somebody was like, I don't know about these Hallmark movies, Christmas movies, what would you say to be like, give them a shot? They're actually kind of fun.
I would say that give them a shot. They're actually they're fun. They're heartfelt. I think they will. Of course, you have all the classic Christmas, I guess, elements and tropes. But one thing I discovered before I started working on Next Stop Christmas, I went and tried online and watched as many as I could find, and I was surprised at how much like they'll get you. They'll like bring you'll start to tear up, and I had moments where I was like, oh, like so sweet, and I think it's just it's really a good blend of heartfelt, touching moments and like humor and just that like classic Christmas like spirit, So they got the formula, the secret formula.
Yeah, they really do.
We certainly agree. So, well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. You answered all of our questions.
Nice. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have you back, and we're looking forward to the new movie. And do you have social media or anything like that you want to share?
I do. I don't really use. I have an Instagram, but I don't post much, and I have a Twitter, but I mostly just post Hawks NBA basketball related content. So if you're not interested in that, don't, no hard feelings, people, if you don't follow me.
From Atlanta, no hard feelings. The Hawks are not, most Atlanta sports they're never what we dream they will be.
No.
We're just, our team.
What I like about the Hawks though, is they never get your hopes up too much. You expect mediocrity and they deliver mediocrity,
You know what? That's true.
Consistently.
Expectations are spot on because you never expect too much. So
yes.
that is true. The
They
Braves
say.
are the
Yeah, Braves are the darling of the city right now, obviously, and University of Georgia, I guess,
yeah.
as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, I guess they say the secret of happiness in life is low expectations. So
exactly. Yeah, I'm a believer in that.
Teams are meeting that.
yeah.
I
Well, very good. Thanks so much for taking time to talk with us. We really appreciate it. It was great to meet you, and hope you have a
Likewise.
very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too. Thanks again.
We'd like to thank Chandler for coming on the podcast. This was so much fun to get to talk with him. He was great. And we'll have all of his information in the description. Make sure y'all check out the movie. And Anne, how can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at awscott21.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really helps people to be able to find us on iTunes. So please take a second to do that. We also, and also if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate that so much. We also have the patron group, which is a lot of fun, a great chance to get to go to watch alongs and participate in the Facebook group. So please take a look at that. We so appreciate our patrons. And then we also have the merch store. We could get tons of Hallmark inspired merch and festive designs. Please take a look at that. That helps us so much. You're doing your Black Friday shopping. Take a look at RT Public Store. We would so be grateful. So thanks so much again to Chandler, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.